was just kind of weird, the first introduction one. It was right down this like, just unannounced.
Yeah, right. Hey, how are you? Good, how about yourself?
Where are you?
Good, I had a-
Where's my cookies? Yeah, we kind of thought it was introductions. Okay. But it's all about the people that are right. It's the people that yeah, the rest of the season.
I'd like to call the regular scheduled Planning and Zoning Commission meeting to order at 6:04 PM. Roll call vote. I'm sorry, roll call, no vote. Shani Hager. Deb Meister.
Here.
John Ciovola.
Here.
Gary Quimby.
Here.
And Laurie Faubert here. Would like to have the invocation, Pastor Mitchell, if you would.
Dear Lord, I just thank you so much that we get to be here today and we get to honor you with our choices and our actions, God. I just ask that your hand would be on this meeting as decisions are made to move your city forward. We know you love the people here. We know that you love your spirit moving in your body, God. I just ask that you would have your way tonight and that we would be focused on you. Lord, have your way. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Gary, you want to do the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, that brings us to our first set of public comments. Anyone in the public like to share thoughts, opinions, or ideas with the commission? Seeing none, moving on to approval of the agenda.
I'll motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, discussion. I'd like to make an amendment to the agenda. I'd like to make an amendment to add a work session under new business, to add a work session in December to discuss Houston Municipal Code 10.03. That's a motion. I need a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
When do you want to hold it? What time?
So this is just a motion to add it to the agenda. When we get to new business, then we can set a time, a date and a time.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Okay. Shall we do a roll call vote? Do we need to do that?
No, not,
Okay.
only if someone's on the phone.
Well,
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
First vote would be for the.
For the
amendment.
amendment, yes. So we're voting for the amendment. We're amending the agenda under new business to schedule a work session in December to discuss HMC 10.03. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Excuse Excuse me. Okay, back to the original motion of the approval of the agenda. Is there any other discussion on that? All right. All in favor of approving the agenda?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Special orders of the day. Seeing none, we're going to move on to reports. Okay, chair report. So we just had a great work session. Got some valuable information about the DOT improvements for the roads and information about having some more time and not having to worry about that right now, which is amazing. That gives us more time to plan and go to the state and DOT with a great proposal for our safe crossings for pedestrians and stoplights and things that we're interested in having, what have you. We also got some really great training on how to put together our own resolutions and put those into the city clerk's office, so to help offset some of their workload and be a little more self-sufficient as a commission. And we also discussed our bylaws, put together everything that we need to change or revise in those. Our clerks are going to go through those and make sure that none of those changes are affected by code. And then we will have those, I would say, at the next scheduled meeting to be approved for. And we had our mayor and a council member at our work session. Woo-hoo. And they're here at our meeting. Yay. Thank you, guys. And with that, I will go to the mayor if you have anything to report.
I guess I'm gonna just elaborate on what you said about the DOT project. In 2028 is what I was told, to go from Little Sioux up to Willow. So anybody that has concerns or for crossings and any other stuff, they're gonna start doing designs, coming out with them in March, I believe, roughly. They're gonna be a rough design, and then 2030 is the estimated work date for from Big Lake Road up to the Little Sioux. So just to give you guys a heads up on that. If I find anything else out, I'll try to keep you guys informed as much as I can. So
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Council members, any council members like to give report?
Nothing to report.
Okay.
Mr. Clerk,
And Parks and Rec? Any report from Parks and Rec?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. I was able to join the meeting this afternoon, the work session, and we're trying to do coordination between the two commissions, which I very much appreciate because I think we're always stronger and a bigger team. So
Would you
thank you.
state your name, please?
Thank you for having me. Yes, my name is Randy Madison. I'm
you.
so sorry.
That's okay. Thank
I
you.
just jumped right in.
That's okay.
I am the chair of the Parks and Rec Commission, so apologize for that. At our last meeting, we discussed that fact that we have new ski trails at Bear Paw Lake, thanks to the, oh my gosh, is it planning and zoning? Oh my goodness, somebody did that once and now I can't get it out of my head. Public Works Department. And we encourage our citizens, once it's nice and snowy, to get out there and use those. We are doing a set of improvements at Bear Paw Lake, so it will be over a course of a few years, I think, before it's fully at the place where we envision. There is a poll out right now. This is a separate topic to give feedback on our plans for the Little Susitna Park and Campground, which is going to be located down here. We highly encourage all of our community members to give feedback on that. I heard, who told me today, somebody had submitted comments, their wife, and got a call really quickly to follow up on a question they had. So Corvus Design has proposed, I think, 3 or 4 different plans, and they're very excited to work with us. So please don't think, I want you to think that all of your opinions matter. So please give that some thought. It's very quick. It doesn't take long to fill out. We are talking also about trying to get intergenerational feedback on that plan. So our committee is seeking involvement from the local high schools. If the survey is actually set for 1 per household, so we would encourage you to sit down as a family and talk about your ideas for that park, how you would use it, how maybe you typically use your spaces, how maybe the way I answered the survey was I would use it more if it was closer, if it was right in my backyard. So I tried to answer it in a little bit of a different way, but talk about that, get the input of all your family, even the little guys. They might have some really great ideas that you don't even think about. Third, we discussed pedestrian and snow machine crossings, improving the safety along the highway. As the mayor pointed out, those improvements that the municipality is making aren't happening till 2028 and 30. So we do have a little bit of time, but we're looking at 4 different crossings to make it safer for our members to get across the highway. This next topic is we recognize the need for a community center and a community or a community schools program where we have more opportunities for community members to gather, grow their skills, grow their health, education, fun, and relationships. And we're looking at designing 2 events per year that are recreation-based in addition to what we have as far as festivals are concerned. This would be stuff like maybe a road race or a family picnic or something that's accessible to lots of folks. A couple more things. We're looking for more members. Anyone and everyone's invited to reach out to the clerk at the city if you're interested. They'll get you all the paperwork you need. It's really just one little form. Experience, you can learn on the job. We're here to help you, train. We want your voice. We want your participation most of all. And then lastly, the city submitted a grant to potentially move the Houston cabin that's sitting out here to the home, I think it's called the Houston Community Center. Homesteaders. It's just in that acceptance phase right now. We don't know if it's going to get approved or not. But the idea, I believe, was that it would be used as a food pantry. However, there are some flaws in that. We recognize that that probably isn't going to be sufficient enough for our community of a space, and that we had more discussions on really wanting that community center to where we could use that community center as our food bank. That's it. Any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
The Corbett Park down here, is Parks and Rec focusing on the Bear Paw acreage as the new park? At one point, that building for the fire station was gonna be over in the Bear Paw Park area. And at that time, there was talk about a community center, waste, water. So is that the area that the Parks and Rec are looking at? Or doing the community center in that? or-
The community center, we don't have a location. We just recognized a high need for that space. And the kind of topics that came up as far as having this community center was obviously a big gathering space, as well as place where people could come and process meat. Or we could have extra freezers and they could rent freezer space. So really, trying to meet the needs of our local community members who, some live off the grid. They don't have, a lot to store their meats that they might go hunting or fishing. So there's not only that, it's also to gather and have fun and do all that stuff, but we want to also have a place where they could come and learn those skills as well, learn processing skills, learn, who knows, what the community might want to present. So it would be in a different space, I believe. That space that that you guys were discussing for that, I believe that's the sketch up there, is different.
I think what Christian had said was the community center the location was going to be at the Homesteaders Community Center. So that our location that we had written the grant for is not going to work for moving the cabin to the Homesteaders Community Center. So it would have to be moved to our alternate location across the road before the Little Sioux Day Use area.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I'm sorry, there's some coordinating that I'm unaware of. So
No worries, I was just wondering.
it's a good question.
Location.
No, not that far yet. Good question, though. All right.
I do have one other question. Is there other city property that would be, or could be utilized for your community center?
I would imagine so. We just haven't even looked at a map yet or gotten that far. Do you want to respond, Melissa? I'm sorry.
The city does have other properties, but Bear Paw Park is not buildable at this time. It's too much of a floating mat. The ground isn't stable. It would only be fit for a children's park.
So it's separate location for sure.
But does the city own, I know that we took ownership of some other property. Is there anything?
We
that
do,
the city owns?
we do have ownership of other properties. I can look into those.
Well, not for me, but I mean as part of their planning for the community center and their other projects that they would like to do.
I think, I can bring it to Parks, and get them a copy of the other areas in the city, but I believe that the Matsu Health Foundation, for what they had talked about for the community center, had a dedicated spot that they were looking at, which was Homesteaders. That was just for the for the crafts and for the events.
And still, I think it would be an insufficient space. So we're just looking at possibilities right at this point.
Thank you very much, Randy.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to approval of previous meeting minutes for October 30th, 2025. Would anyone like to motion to approve?
Sure, I'll motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Seeing no discussion? All in favor of approving the previous meeting's minutes for October 30th, 2025?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, persons to be heard? Says none. Are there any persons to be heard? Seeing none. We do not have a public hearing for anything right now, so we're going to go on to new business. And we need to set up a work session for December to discuss Houston Municipal Code 10.03, which would be landscaping requirements. Do we need to make a motion to approve that? Or shall we set the meeting and then make a motion to approve? Okay. Remind me when our regular scheduled meeting is for December. Is that the 18th? Okay, that's what I thought, the 18th. So do we want to try to plan and have the work session before like we did today? Okay. Any discussion about that?
Are you same time, 4 o'clock or 5
4
o'clock?
PM. 4 PM on the 18th? Okay. Everybody available for that?
I have Christmas plans. I won't be in the neighborhood by any stretch.
Is there another day? So then will you not be available for the meeting on the 18th either then?
I can call in for that.
Okay,
My family is in Arizona.
gotcha. We need 3 for a quorum, but we don't need that for the work session. So Commissioner Meister, are you available the 18th at 4 o'clock?
Yes, that's no problem at all for me.
Commissioner Quimby, are you available?
Yep,
Okay, and I will make myself available also. So we'll schedule that meeting for the 18th, for the work session for 4 PM on the 18th.
yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, unfinished business. Planning and Zoning Commission would like to discuss new changes to the commissioner bylaws. We need a motion
Almost.
to discuss those?
There's nothing
Right.
on the table to
Right.
put a motion through to. with.
Did we want to read for the public the changes that we are thinking about?
Well, our clerks need to go through and make sure that those changes are not affected by code. And then we could do that. Because then once it's put together and then our next scheduled meeting, we would vote on that and then it would be released to the public, then our bylaws, correct? Is that how that would work, Melissa?
Yes.
Okay.
You can table this to the next meeting.
I think that's a great idea. So a motion to table?
Yep.
The bylaws and the,
Both of those.
so I think, a motion to table unfinished business, unfinished business would be appropriate this time. And we do have a motion in a second. Any discussion on that? All in favor to table unfinished business to the next scheduled meeting on December 18th?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to committee of the whole. Anyone have anything that they want to address or discuss under committee of the whole?
Did we table both
Yes,
commission bylaws and the,
yes, we tabled both until the next scheduled meeting.
okay.
Do you need me to write that up as a motion to table those? Okay. Nothing under committee of a whole?
Committee of a whole, I would like to discuss working up, because we've gone through so many changes for commissioners and deadlines and mayors now, that we come up with a game plan, a schedule. We are more scheduled with what we're gonna do. So, like we had earlier, we were talking about, what our yearly schedule would be. What type of a schedule would we have for the road design and projects? Because I think there's been some laws and interpretation in that we as a city, they're coming through our city limits. We have a bigger hand at dictating to them what we want, not so much what they want us to have.
Right.
So the plan that we have for working on the codes, if we would like to talk about that tonight, that would be great. But to have the same kind of plan for the future road and maybe have a designated map so that if things are discussed, that everybody can see what that is.
Okay.
Kind of lay out when we're gonna work on the roads, the landscaping.
We've just been given a probably 2-year grace window now.
Yes.
So, I mean, as important as the road is, hugely important to the city, we have unfinished business that has been lurking for well over a year now within the landscaping plan.
Right.
So I think the road is there, it's gonna be there. We need to keep it in our mind, but we need to get the landscaping thing done. We have citizens that are upset at us for even presenting what we did in the past.
Right.
So we need to finish that before anything else happens. The lighting portion of that, the signage portion of that, I believe we have finished. We need to put a resolution together to put that forward to the city council. And then we need to divide up 10.03, which is the district regulations for landscaping, into different clumps and work on them individually, rather than just taking a 26-page document and trying to get everything done in one step.
Yeah.
We need to divide it up into different categories and focus on it and put some time to it, put some effort into it. We've been a commission of no action for the last year, and I'm not sure why that is. It's just been difficult to get through. So putting the schedule together of what we're gonna do when, and a prioritize these items as well. So that's
Absolutely.
my thought.
And it does say in our bylaws that we're required to, any suggestions or anything that we're going to put forward to the council needs to be prepared and ready for the council's regular scheduled meeting in January. So
Okay.
we should definitely be lickety split on those codes and get that handled, because that will have to go before the council once we nail that down.
And I'm sorry, Gary, when you were referring to clumps, we're talking like commercial versus residential.
Right. Commercial and light industrial and such, we can put a bit more attention to, and the residential definitely need to look at. But I really don't want to touch much of the residential landscaping requirements at all.
Agreed. I think we need to focus more on the home development.
And mostly around the Parks Highway District specifically, because that is where the road we're going through, the new DOT realignment or whatever it may be, will be affecting Parks Highway specifically. So I think the commercial, industrial, and Parks Highway do need to definitely be looked at. So
Commissioner Meister, do you have a thought about a schedule yet?
My concern with the scheduling is I'm a little confused in that there's been talk about just taking a brand new code and just going back and forgetting everything that was written up before and starting fresh so that members of the residents could be here and be going through it with us. Because there's still a lot of people, when we say start all over, that they don't understand what that means. And they have those changes that weren't true changes in their head. So maybe in the scheduling, when we start doing this, we do residential landscaping, we just start it at page 1. And we go through and we openly discuss it with everybody that wants to participate, because we definitely have more people now than we ever had the first time.
Right.
So we have a perfect opportunity to invite the public to start from scratch on everything. So that when we do get to signs and lighting, we can revisit and
Touch up
then
if
make those
necessary.
changes publicly with everybody in attendance. So that's all I'm asking, is that we have a definite plan, what we're gonna start with in the codes, and then just work our way through it.
We can absolutely do that in our work session because it's open to the public.
I
So
think-
anybody who wants to come to the work session and give their input, they're more than welcome. As a matter of fact, I encourage it. And we can just agree to start with the residential landscaping and move from there in our work session.
That would be wonderful.
Okay.
Then we're not skipping around.
No,
And then would we not also, once we have this session, because we had also talked about presenting it in smaller portions to the city council. So in the work session in December, whatever we all agree on that we would like to see done would be put into a resolution to be presented to the city council. Is that correct? Is that?
we can
There's
do
been
that, but
different ways that we've discussed.
we can
getting
do that, but I think it comes because we're having our work session and then our meeting back to back like we have tonight. We'd have to have time to put together that resolution and then the time to present it. So we wouldn't be able to put it into the into the January city council meeting. It would have to be February, correct?
So at the last city council meeting, we had talked about sending forward to the council members to add in marijuana.
Yeah, I agree with that. Where'd that end up going? I'm not sure.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought there was a
I don't
resolution to put that
understand.
forward.
So did I, but it.
And Charlie, do you have an idea on that? Our previous planning and zoning session, we put a motion forward to
Reintroduce.
On that-
reintroduce the setback for the marijuana dispensaries.
On October 30th meeting.
The
Is
last
that what you're
meeting.
talking about?
Yeah. Where,
Those were never really fixed, so they were just in there,
Okay.
and we scratched them out, but you guys are keeping copies, everything's fresh.
okay,
All that's still in there now, so we went back to basically.
okay. So it really, there was no action that needed to be done
Awesome.
because there was never anything done.
Okay. That's good.
You never got through it.
Right.
Gotcha.
We never voted on that, we put it back to you guys, so that was never officially removed.
Right. I think you're correct. Okay.
That's great.
Good.
All right.
But did we add the same guidelines for alcohol and beverages? Because that was not.
That was something that was supposed to be added to a specific section within that motion, Charlie?
Yeah, I read that to see where exactly we put it in there.
Okay.
There is something on.
And I think that would have to be a resolution that would have to go up to the council because it is adding
Yes.
more verbiage into a different section.
Can we have that prepared for the next council meeting?
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay.
So when we're planning and doing our scheduling, is it possible to keep that in mind, that, so that we all have the same itinerary as when to expect it? Because is it not a public meeting with the city council where the public gets to speak on it before the council votes it through?
If it's put through as a resolution, yes, there is a place for public comment to talk about any resolution that's put together.
So in our scheduling, if we say in December, we're gonna do residential. If we get through residential on that meeting, then we would turn it over and ask for a resolution to be presented in February? Or December?
I believe that's how it would go, right?
We're missing a whole month? Because I thought.
Because
they
don't
met
we
on
have
the
to vote on a
13th.
resolution to put it forward to the council?
So you'll have a work session, you'll
Right.
do the work. Then that meeting that follows your work session, you can't do anything because we need to draft up, or
Right.
someone needs to draft up the resolution.
Right.
Then the resolution at the next meeting will need to be presented to you guys, and then you'll need to vote on it.
Right. And then after that, it gets presented at the next regular council
Council
meeting to the council. So that's why it would be February, because we have to have time. We can't have 5 minutes between our work session and our meeting like tonight and be voting on things that we don't have all of the nuts and bolts for.
So the changes we made to the commissioner's bylaws will
Yes.
get changed through Charlie, and he'll make a resolution. We'll see that resolution at our next meeting, and we'll approve that resolution, and then it'll go to the city council for further approval from there.
Yes.
That's our timeline on that stuff. That's why it will be February before anything's seen.
Right.
So are
Okay.
we are done taking it, we're done with the bylaws and
Yes.
we're ready to move into something else.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I think that, as far as scheduling, I don't think we need to be so much time focused as to what we're working on.
Right.
What needs to be done first. I think we just need to,
Task focused.
task focus. Yes,
Prioritize.
absolutely.
Prioritize.
And
Agreed. All right.
I know other things come up.
Let's put a priority list together. Is that, would it be helpful to put a priority list together?
Oh,
Everybody can
yeah,
go.
that's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, a priority list.
Yeah.
Landscaping, right?
Landscape.
Residential landscaping. What's next?
Well, we take it just as the code's written.
Right. So we'll start with the residential landscaping
Mhm.
on our, at our work session on the 18th at 4 o'clock.
Okay, so landscaping is our
Yep.
focus.
And if
Yes.
we get through that, then we can just go on to the next.
Sounds
one.
good.
Mhm.
All right. Everybody happy?
And I hate to sound like a broken record.
We're good.
We're used to
We're
it.
getting things figured out.
But also that we have a yearly calendar. We used to work from a yearly calendar
Right.
so that we had time to look and prepare for things. So like the picking out legislation items from the CUP. I mean, that's just a standard. That's gonna happen every year, year after year.
Right. You guys didn't pick anything this last year, right? Right. So we're still trying to get this code knocked out. So and it's November, so we're at like, fourth quarter and then some. So
Yeah.
we're gonna start fresh in January and we're gonna follow our bylaws.
In our work session just previously, we had talked about the whatever the heck,
CUP.
CUP. And we have changed the due date to December 31st, end of the year,
To make our
to make our choices. Are we gonna hold that? Are we gonna do that this year? Or are we gonna skip it for next year?
Well, I don't think we have any time this year. I mean, the clock's pretty much run out.
But is that,
We've had it in our packets for a couple of months. We've seen it.
is that not in here where we
That is-
go in and we pick out what we want?
To work on for the next year.
To put forward to the city council to suggest for,
To go
Okay.
to
for
go forward with,
legislation?
for
Right.
funding, yes.
Yes. So maybe if we all go home and before the next meeting, we could discuss this at the next meeting and make our choices.
Then we'd have to add that to new business for next meeting.
Yes.
Or you could add it to the work session.
Yes,
Add it to
I was
the
gonna
work
say, we could put it in our work session.
But it would
We
still
have
need to be
2-hour
on
work
the
session.
agenda.
What's that?
It would have to be on the agenda because the work session don't count for anything. So if we want it to count and push it forward to the council, our recommendations that have to be on our agenda for next month.
Under new business.
Right, but you wouldn't have to draft anything up really, right? I mean, couldn't you just discuss your goals for the next year at the work
We
session?
could, and
have a
then,
spot on the agenda to approve a list of goals to present.
yes, we could absolutely do that. So at work session, we could just talk about it
Yeah.
Right.
informally, and then Or we could just have a, like, our meeting that comes after, we'll just have a place on the agenda under new business to discuss the goals for next year.
And that would be perfect, as long as
Awesome.
it gets added to the agenda, so
Okay.
that we can move right into that.
That sounds great.
And typically, we get something from the city clerk's office.
Mhm.
Or I think Christopher
Well,
usually.
wouldn't that be this?
No.
It's
what
page
gives
23.
us an update.
Page 23.
In the past, they give us an update on if they have any grants out that are open and being used for this specific project. They kind of give us a heads up before we do that, what's more feasible. Like they had gotten a grant for new equipment, so we didn't have to look at that because they had already gotten a grant for it. So, like I said, city clerk usually comes out and does a little, this is what we have, this is, we have so much funding for that because these funding dollar amounts are not always the same, correct?
So can we invite her or any of you to the work session to discuss that?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, formal invitation, please come to the work session so that we can discuss potential grants for the next year and talk about what our wish list is. Okay. We good?
We're good.
Awesome. Okay, moving to public comments.
I thought it might rest your mind.
Anybody like to share anything with the commission? Public comments. Okay, seeing none, commissioner comments. Let's start with Commissioner Meister.
Well, I am so thrilled to see so many people here, and on a regular basis. And that, there's nothing but a bright future, but I will say that I received an email, from a resident that wasn't able to make the work session. I would like to ask, and it's probably not the right place, I would like to ask that when those come in, that they be included in the packet. Because I got mine open and there was nothing there. I couldn't read it. I just got the forward from Charlie, but there was nothing there to read. So if we could, any new correspondence, Charlie, have you put it in the packets? And extra people attending, regular people attending, people writing into the commission. It's all positive, very positive for all of us. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's good, that, that way we can get input from the residents who can't be here, and it'll be in front of us what people's concerns are, and getting the community more involved is always a great idea when we're trying to make a decision.
All right, I think we got some stuff done. We got a list of stuff to do. We got some work behind us and ahead of us as well. Thank you guys for being here in the audience. I really do appreciate every one of you taking time out of your busy days to come down here and see what we're doing. And I have an idea we're going to be able to, well, every year we try to do better than last year. And I think this upcoming year will be one of those years we actually get a chance to make some progress and get some things done. We're learning how to do our jobs better. Sometimes it takes a little while to get into these positions and figure it out. So, and a lot of that takes resident input. Community input is huge in these decisions. So again, thanks for the community being here. That's about all I got. Have a good night.
Thank you, Commissioner Quimby. Commissioner Ciovola?
I'm good, I said what Thank you.
Okay. I would like to thank everyone for participating in the work session and also for being here at the meeting. I absolutely love the communication that is happening, and I'm so excited to have it continue on. I just can't even say. I want to say thank you to our mayor and to Councilmember Mitchell for showing up, and to Chair for Parks and Rec and our community members. It's wonderful to see you. Tell your friends to come. Hello, everybody at home on YouTube. I think that's it. I think we had a great meeting and we got a lot of stuff done, and I'm really proud of us. I'm looking forward to it being like this every single time. And with that, I will adjourn the meeting at 6:48.